Hello ladies and gents. Today we are going to try for a different type of video. I'll try and give you my thoughts and knowledge I've collected from the past 4 months. So like from the stuff I've seen, and then you can decide whether AI is a necessity for businesses and different parts of our lives. Now, all businesses need customers, right? Figuring out how to attract and retain customers is how they keep themselves going, right? You can get leads via a website, cold calls, emails, referrals, ads, or inbound stuff. So for websites, the conversion rate, where the fancy name for that is from, so when they click on the button and they actually sign up for something, that's your 2 to 5%. 2 to 5% of people will click on something on your website. And then that's actually a similar number to cold calling, sending out cold emails. The booking, that's the booking rate for those. That's not even a close rate. The close rate's way lower. And then you can also get leads via referrals. It's probably the best, my most favorite, most organic way of doing things. You can also do meta ads, for example, or you can do inbound leads. So from YouTube videos, for example. Alex Hormozi actually mentioned that when he was grading his book, he made it available as an audio source as well. So you can get it from Audible, and you can get it as well on, so you can't get it on YouTube, but he talked about it on YouTube, and he also talked about it on his podcast. So he opened up like a multi-channel marketing strategy to get more people in through. So yeah, so there's more like doors open for people to notice his book. It just gives them different choices there. So what I'm trying to say is that the more ways, the more doors a business owner can open for potential leads, the more chance they have of getting more clients. So even like a few percent change. So let's say they close 2% of the clients every month, and because they open up one extra door, that means they might get now 4%. And that would mean potentially doubling their revenue. So why am I talking about this? Because I believe that AI, chatbots, and voice assistants, they can actually be like another door. So they offer dynamic interactions, and it steps out of those traditional websites that we have right now. So there's a bit more going on there. You can actually click on it and you can talk to it, and it'll respond like a real human being. They'll answer FAQs, pre-qualify leads, set appointments, save businesses time by answering the same repetitive questions. This happens 24/7, and it's always accurate. So it's not like it gets tired and then it's like there's some emotional stuff going on in the background. This is just what I've seen from some of the things that we've made. By the way, I'm in one of the largest communities in AI right now. We've got about 35,000 people in there. Lee Motley, if you haven't heard of him, if you message me, I can give you a referral link. I'm actually posting in the description below if you want to sign up. That'll help me out heaps. He's really helped me progress probably like times 10 than if I was going to do this solo. Being a solo entrepreneur is hard enough already. Anyway, I got a bit sidetracked with that, but we worked for one HVAC business. So aircons, if you're from Australia, heating and cooling. And what we did is reduce the time they spent on answering the same common questions by 76%. So they saved on about 3 to 4 hours a day. We also helped out one pool cleaning guy. He was a solo entrepreneur, and it let him get to one more job a day. So that got him on average $150 more a day. Basically what we did is we set up a qualifying system. So a potential lead will be qualified, and then it'll send pictures to like a database system that we set up, and then he can actually scroll through the pictures quickly and have a look whether he actually wants to go to that job. And for another company, what we did is we actually saved them $40,000 a year by replacing a team they had in the Philippines with a chatbot on the website. On a little side note, so as we're talking about chatbots, those little widgets in the bottom right or left hand corner of your screen, I do actually think they're going to end up being like a full-fledged website in the future. So it won't just be like a little thing there anymore. So like eBay will just pop up and it will ask you what you want, and you say, I want to build a computer for my wife, and it will just lead you through a sequence of questions until it figures out and helps you buy the computer that you want. I think that's a bit more dynamic experience there. And then in the future, I'm thinking it'll become something like a 3D Jarvis type thing from Iron Man. That's where I sort of see that going. Again, that's just my imagination, but that would be pretty cool. Now, thanks to the latest advancements in AI, a good question is your job safe? Now, the cost of implementing chatbots has decreased. Making them accessible for all businesses is pretty easy right now. It used to cost businesses millions of dollars to set up a chatbot of any kind a few years back, because quite literally you needed to grab a whole team of developers and they had to work on months on end for this thing, because it required a whole team of developers that worked on months on end to create this product. And now you can just set it up in about a week. Or a day if it's something less complex. What's the cost? So there's usually a monthly retainer on chatbot services, which then covers things like hosting, maintenance, and analytics. The cost also varies based on your website traffic. So why does that matter? Because the more interactions a chatbot has, the more tokens are going to be used. Now, what are tokens? A token is roughly 4 characters. So like A, B, C, D, that's 4 characters. So what that ends up being then is about 1,000 tokens is about 750 words. On average, I found that in our builds, we've used about, it was like 4,000 tokens per user question. So that's how much roughly we were getting at the moment with the current LLMs that are out there. On a bit of a side note here though, let's talk about some workforce changes. So according to Bane Company, and I'll link the paper below, it was written in 2020, fairly sophisticated paper. I recommend if you're an AI automation agency owner, I highly recommend you read it at least once. It actually mentioned in there that about 25% of jobs will be replaced. That's about 40 million jobs in the US. What's going to happen is those people will also be displaced. What we'll start also noticing with time, and I said about like early 30s, people are going to start living longer. So they're going to live into the 70s, while younger people, apparently, according to this paper, will have an extended education, so they won't get into the workforce for later. So this might mean that for those older folks, more automations with or without AI will need to be set up if they're going to be working that long. This one's also interesting because AI will actually impact higher skill jobs, and I've seen it in my community where it's more about AI complementing human skills rather than replacing them. So for instance, I've heard of a system that goes through thousands and thousands of documents, a law firm, and that helps the company to analyze all those documents. You can just imagine how much of a lifesaver that would be if you wouldn't have to read through those thousands of papers. All right, so conclusion part. So at the start, I said I'd give you guys some info about AI and to help you make a better informed choice. Hopefully I did that personally. I think if you're not using AI, you're just going to fall behind. AI just allows businesses to work faster, save time, be more efficient, and improve quality of the products and of the people's lives. It just lets them do more complex stuff instead of focusing on the little things like reading through emails like the whole day. In today's world, AI is a necessity and not just a competitive edge. And as it said in the Bane Company 2020 report, adaptability in business requires agility and speed. So I think it's time for businesses just to at least learn about it, see what it can do. My last question is, how do you think things will turn out? You can leave a sentence or two in the comments section below. And yeah, thanks for that, and signing out. Bye.